Hey boyos. So, it's just your daily check-in with Johnvee. I was requested to do one of these videos every day. I probably can every day, but I will try to more often, you know, try to gain a cult following. I seem to already have one, right? I'm nothing special, but some people, it doesn't matter who you are. Some people will just take a liking to you, and some people just like to hear other people talk for some reason. But I'm pretty transparent about my life, right? I pretty much say everything on the misc that's going on in my life. Nothing's really a secret. But I'm not doing my walk tonight because I did my training session, right? My training sessions are pretty short too now. They're like 45 minutes. And I generally can do like 13 sets, which is pretty good. I want to get up to doing like 2 hour long workouts, but I probably won't be doing that until I get back down to like 175 and eating at maintenance calories, right? Because right now, cutting and trying to do like a marathon workout is almost impossible, right? Like I do my 3 exercises, 4 to 5 sets of each, and I'm drenched in sweat by the time I'm done, just fucking drenched. And um, I noticed eating like more carbs before my workout doesn't help. I had 2 whole potatoes before my workout tonight with a pork chop, and it didn't seem to help. The first set it did, because that 16 reps I did on flat bench, I feel like I might have been able to get like 20, but it was progress, so I'm like, just 16's fine. And then after that, there was virtually no change in how much strength I had, right? But I know that the way I'm training right now is probably not optimal, because after my first set, the rest of it kind of feels like shit because I don't rest long. I rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets and exercises. And I was resting 5 minutes or more between sets and exercises, right? So, I'm just trying to cram as much work as I can into no, as short of a workout as possible within reason, right? Like 13 sets in 45 minutes. That's pretty fast, right? And I don't even think it's 45 minutes. It's like 40 minutes. But I was thinking, if I can cram more work in, I can do an hour and a half long workout and get all kinds of sets and reps and exercises in. And it doesn't seem to be working that way, right? But it's fine. I'm still getting the work in. I'm still maintaining my gains. I'm not. I don't think I'm going to lose much. Um, but yeah, 2 pounds a week is good. But I used a calculator online to see how much calories I should be getting, and it says to lose 1 kg a week, which is 2.2 pounds. I should be getting 2,100 calories. So I'm right on the money, right? I'm getting 2,000 calories a day, so I should be realistically losing almost 2.5 pounds a week. And that seems about right because the first month I lost 8 pounds, right? And I was getting like 2,300 plus 3 fasting days. So it's right on the money. And eating the way I am eating 2,000 calories a day, I should realistically lose at least 8 more pounds month two. And another 17 days, I'll be doing my second month weigh in. But yeah, I did make a Tinder account and a Plenty of Fish account. I'm not going to do anything with them because I have to pay money to actually do anything meaningful with the accounts on the site. Because with Plenty of Fish, you can't send anybody messages and have them see it unless you both like each other's profiles. So, because I've had it says like 25 people have viewed my profile because it's new skin, right? And no messages, because if they're sending me messages, I can't see them unless I like their profile. And I'm not going to go through every single person's profile in Canada and like their profile just to make sure I get messages from them, right? So it's kind of stupid. So I'm just not going to use POF or Tinder, and I'm not giving out money to use some bullshit dating site that I'll have no success with anyway, right? Because as fat as ugly as I am, I'm not going to attract any good women. I'm going to attract fat ugly whales that smell bad like me. But no, there's no future in it, right? It was kind of a joke making those accounts. The POF one, like you might have seen the, part of my profile that I did a screenshot of, right? It's basically a joke. But yeah, I'm not gonna make this vid too long. It's been almost 5 minutes already, right? So I'm not gonna keep it much longer. But what else to say? Life's pretty good. I'm settled into what I have for an income. scratch my ear. But yeah, I've been sleeping a lot, and I have to do something about that. I might, I don't know, I might start staying up later until like 4 a.m. and then going to bed and getting up at like noon. Because what's been happening, I sleep until almost noon anyway. I'll settle into bed at 12 and just lay there awake until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I might as well just stay up and just go to bed when I'm actually tired, right? And force myself to get up at a certain time. But because there's no point in me going to bed at 9 o'clock and just laying in bed awake for 7 hours. There's no point in it, right? But I really got to get out of here, though. I really got to get my own place because I don't see much of a future here. Like, I'll survive, nobody will bother me, but there's no future. I won't get ahead. And if I move back to the city, Halifax, it would be rough at first because I'd have to go to a homeless shelter and make up a story that my sister kicked me out, right? So they'll put me on a waiting list to get in housing. But that's what I'll have to do. And in the city, there's public transportation, right? There is here too, but it's not very good. It's every 2 hours the bus goes by. 2 fucking hours. That's no good. The city, every 20 minutes a bus goes by. They have like fucking 50 buses going. And I can actually go to a game store to play cards, a collectible card game that I play, right? And actually play in tournaments. And when I did play in those tournaments, I'd often get first place, right? So there's a future in that for me. It's not a very good one because I'd probably never go pro, right? But and also arm wrestling. There is an arm wrestling club here, but it's like 20 kilometers away. So I literally have to go to the highway, stick out my thumb, and hitchhike to get a ride there. And if I don't get picked up, I'm fucked, right? So I have to leave like 2 hours in advance and hope that I get a ride. And if I get picked up really quick, then I arrive like, over an hour early and I have to hang out at Tim Hortons or something, sipping on black coffee or something like that, right? So it's not ideal. Whereas if I was in the city, Halifax, uh, the public bus route, and there's probably a dozen arm wrestling clubs in the city. So arm wrestling, I do have a future in. Like, obviously, I'm not going to become a millionaire being an arm wrestler. Even if I do become one of the best in the world, it's not something you become a millionaire from, right? Like, ideally, the best case scenario is I get sponsored. I'm one of the best in the world. My sponsor pays all my bills and cuts me a check for like $1,000 a month spending money, right? And I win like, tens of thousands of dollars every couple of years from, like world competitions, which is still, that's the best case scenario, and that's pretty good. But the fail case is I enter local competitions and don't place well. But that's not realistic because I'm confident I can get first place almost every time. So the fail case is I enter local competitions, get first place, have the opportunity where I can go to provincials, but something might happen where I won't get transportation. I don't have the connections to have the transportation to go to provincials, right? And I can't hitchhike because I'd have to leave the day before and sleep in the ditch somewhere, waiting for the competition, right? And I'm not doing that. I'm not living like a fucking bum. Um, but yeah, getting my own place would be huge. I keep talking about this every time I make these videos, but getting my own place would be a big deal. Having my own space, then I could actually look into dating and actually just focus on myself. Because here there is temptation like junk food, but it's not a big deal. I can fight the temptation, right? Because I smoke so much. If I'm tempted, I just go out and have 5 cigarettes. But I should have my own place anyway. A 40-year-old man should not be living with his younger sister and her family. Like, like I kind of feel like a loser, but I do have a future because I I am trying to improve my living situation, my money income and everything, like my appearance. Some people, they just simply rot. They're in the same place 10 years and they do nothing. They literally park their fat ass on the couch and watch TV all day every day in their pajamas and eat chips and drink pop. I don't want a life like that. Like, I don't do much with my life, but I try to do stuff with my life. And if I was in the city in Halifax, I could do more with my life. I could have things like, events that I could go to, like I was saying, to play cards, to arm wrestle. I could enter, I don't know, I could probably get into some kind of combat sport. But I'm not a very athletic person outside of like strength sports. So if it's like a combination sport, like obviously combat sports, it's combination, right? It's not just strength involved, it's speed, agility, and reflexes, and flexibility, and stuff like that. And also like mental fortitude, mental toughness. And I'm not good at stuff like that. If it's strength and skill based, yes, like arm wrestling or like bodybuilding, powerlifting, I'm good at it, right? Because it's somewhat athletic, but it's more so emphasizing the strength aspect. Like you get me on a football field, I'm useless. You get me like submission wrestling, I'm okay at, because I do have some experience with it, right? But I'm not particularly good at it now because I'm so fat and out of shape. But if I was to go up against smaller guys, I would probably just annihilate them, right? But guys my own size that are actually muscular and in shape would destroy me. But guys significantly smaller than me, you know, their mentality obviously would be, oh, I'll just wait till you're tired out and then I win. And it's not like that. Like, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna stand there, run away from me? Well, what are you gonna do? I grab onto you, you're fucked. No, I know I'm talking a lot of shit, and a lot of you boys will call me out for it, but always bet on bloat. You know, ob- and obviously there's weight categories in fighting sports for a reason, right? Because the bigger man does have an advantage. Like, body weight is not an absolute, right? But it is a factor. It is a factor. Because I've known, like, when I was really lean, like 175 pounds, in really good shape, pretty strong for my size, if I went up against some fat fuck that was 300 pounds that never lifted weights, he'd annihilate me. He was just too big. Too fucking big. There was no way I could handle him. There was no way I could maneuver him around or anything. He gets on top of me, I'm done. That was what happened. I like guys against my own size when I was 175. I would wreck them. Every single one of them, they would get wrecked. They would submit. They would tap out. But go against somebody almost twice my size when I was 175, nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do. Like I could put up a fight, but they would end up winning because they were just too big. Um, but I rambled on long enough, boyos. Oh, I do want to say one thing that's not really important, right? But Temu, the site Temu, is bullshit. Because they were supposed to give me refunds and credit adjustments for a whole bunch of things over 2 months ago. Never received any of them yet. And the time frame has passed. But they do have cheap stuff on there. As long as you're not having to deal with customer service, you're fine. Um, but like this, 50 books of rolling papers. 50. You know how much this was? $12. 50 books of these papers. $12. You go to the store and buy these, you know how much this would be? About $100. You can't beat that. Like, the prices on there are really good. But yeah, I ramble on long enough. It's almost been almost 15 minutes. So, peace out, boyos.